Hello, welcome back to the garden. Today is Monday the 9th of October. We're well into the autumn season now and we're up in the greenhouse because we're going to be potting up some hydrangea cuttings that I took 3 months ago. As you can see, they're looking really lush, but today is the day that they need to get potted up because they're starting to outgrow their little seedling tray. Today we have 5 trays of hydrangea cuttings that we're going to be planting up. The reason I've got 5 trays is because I don't use rooting hormone, and I had 3 different varieties that I wanted to take cuttings from, and because I don't use hormones to quickly stimulate growth in or root growth in the plant, I always make sure I've got a few more cuttings just in case some kind of rot away in the process of kind of just putting down roots really. But I'm really pleased to say that I think every single one has taken, and if you look quite closely there, you should be able to see really good root growth. So I can't wait to open these up and get them planted up and we can see what the roots look like, because I'm actually very pleased with how well they've done. Since being taken 12 weeks ago, they've actually had very little attention. I know when you look up online how to take cuttings, they always say, take the cuttings, put it in a bag, let them not dry out or anything like that. But these ones have been sat here for 12 weeks. They have dried out between watering and they have been kept in semi-shade, which has definitely helped them, but really they haven't taken very much care at all. The varieties that I've got here are a lace cap one that my father-in-law gave me. At the time of taking the cuttings 3 months ago, it hadn't actually flowered. I thought it was the big pink mop head, but it actually turned out to be a lace cap. So I've got loads of those. I took cuttings from my mop head up in the woodland, which is my favourite one of all, but I also picked up a blue hydrangea from a shop, and I was hoping that I could also propagate a few of those. Now, if you don't know, you can manipulate the colour of hydrangeas by adding additives to the soil to raise the pH or lower the pH. And I went for a blue one, and quite a few people at the time said, well, you need to manipulate the soil, so it's just the same as the pink one, which I did know, but I was hoping that when it flowered for the first time that they would come out really dark blue, but unfortunately it was only ever purple. But it's going to be, even though it's the same variety, it will be from different kind of mother stocks. So it'd be really interesting to see, as they are next to each other growing, how they look kind of next season and the season after, and possibly I can add some additives to that soil and get different colours. So I'm really excited anyway. But we have 2 trays of those, and then I have the tray of the pink one as well. So what we're going to do now is actually get set up to open them up, look at the roots and see how well they've done. But in the meantime, while I get set up, if you didn't watch that video, I'll put a link above in the cards now, but also I will share with you how I took those hydrangea cuttings, and then we will meet back over at my little potting station and have a look inside the pots. The first thing you need to make sure is that you're not taking a cutting from where a flower is growing. So there are, if you look at your hydrangea, lots of other parts of the plant that also are stems, but they do not have a flower on the top. So find some of those. Then all you need to do is cut it to its second leaf node. Pretty simple to do. And then get quite a few of the cuttings. Really simple, and as you can see, we've got the 2 leaf nodes there. I've managed to get 6 cuttings from this blue hydrangea, so I'm really pleased with that. The cuttings that we're taking today are known as softwood cuttings. So I've got my 2 containers here that have already been labelled up with hydrangea blue, 19th of June. So I'm going to be putting 3 in each. Now, obviously with cuttings, it is pretty easy. All you need to do is stick it in the ground and it is going to grow. But there are a few things that we need to do first to ensure that we get the best results. One of the things you could do at this stage is actually get a rooting kind of hormone powder and put the tips of the cuttings in that. But actually, I don't use that because it's another thing you have to buy, and you will get better results and it will be quicker, but it does cost money. So to be honest, I just go with take more cuttings, they will grow and you can save yourself a bit of money. So we have our cutting here, and as you can see, there's quite a few leaves on it already, and I know that the roots are going to be coming out of this node here. So what we need to do is take the leaves off, just those lower leaves off, And then I'm also going to just cut just below the node. So I have a lovely little stem here that can go straight in the ground. And as soon as it wants to, it can start shooting out of there. I've done the same with this one already. So, oh, I need to put 3 in, don't I? So I better just put them to the side. And that's 3 done straight away. Now, if I leave them like this, it's going to be absolutely fine. But plants have no roots anymore because I've cut those off, and they will be absorbing water through that stem and releasing it through the air. That's known as transpiration. And if I do that, we've got quite a lot of leaves on here, so it's really, really going to struggle. It still does need those leaves for photosynthesis, but what I'm going to do is just snip them off. So the bigger ones are much smaller and we're going to lose less. Oh, these aren't very strong, these snips. We're going to lose less water doing it this way. As you can see, they are so quick and easy to take cuttings from. Maybe you've got one in your garden, your friend has a different variety. You could both take cuttings, swap them over and increase your stock that way, because it really is so simple. Now, I know hydrangeas still have that reputation of being a little bit old-fashioned, and that's one of the views that I definitely had growing up. But they are a woodland plant, so they thrive in kind of damp, shady conditions. And I'm sure there's an area in your garden where nothing else thrives that a hydrangea would do really well. And they're late to flower. The flowers stay on the plant all through the winter. So once they fade, they go like a really kind of translucent, papery colour. And they stay like that all year, giving kind of structure to your garden, and they are so pretty. I know some people snip them off then and bring them inside to keep as kind of dried flowers, but you know, it's just something added to the garden that makes it look pretty, and they are really colourful. And I'm really excited because a friend of mine recently gave me this white one. It's a white mop head, the same as the purple one that I've got. But there's loads of bits on here that I can take cuttings from. So before I plant it in the ground, and once I've got these ones sorted out, I'm going to snip some of these off so I can increase my stock of white ones too. The compost that we're going to be using to pot these up today is just a store-bought peat-free compost. Obviously, if you've got your own homemade compost, that's going to be even better because you know what's gone into it. But this should have enough nutrients in to keep the plants going over the winter, and then in the spring I can work out what I'm doing with them, either give some of them away or pot them on again with some slightly better compost, and then they can grow on a bit before they then go into their final growing positions. So the two I've got here are the Hydrangea Pink and the Hydrangea Blue. So we'll start off with these ones. Now, I actually had 2 of the hydrangeas, the one from my mop head up in the woodland and the one from down in my front garden, and one of those is a lace cap. So it's really important that I keep them separate so I can then work out which ones are which, because I prefer the mop head ones, to be honest. But yeah, if we look closely, we've got some roots there and some roots here. So very excited to get these out now and see what they look like. Oh, just fell apart. Wow. I'm really pleased with the roots on this one. You know, I know we always worry and we want to buy the latest thing, or, you know, things like root and hormone and stuff, but you really don't need it. This is the proof. So what I'm going to be doing is just using one of these pots here. And I think I counted 19. So, yeah, I am so pleased with that. And look kind of how healthy these are. When they went in, they all had a snip on the leaves that I took the cuttings from, and as you can see, this here on the top is all new growth. So it's really, really amazing, isn't it? So anyway, I'm going to get on and do these ones, and then we'll look at the blue hydrangea cuttings and see what the roots look like on that one. Oh, again, look at this. Look, I mean, you can see the ones that I took the cuttings from and all of that growth on the top. absolutely beautiful. Right, I need to make sure I don't get these confused. So that is the pink hydrangea, possibly lace cap. Okay, so on to the, oh wow, look at that. This is the blue ones. So, wow. And I'd actually only picked this plant up a couple of days before I made that video. Look at it. Now you can see actually that although it is the same plant, it's obviously from a different mother, isn't it? So it does look slightly different, but it is the same variety. So yeah, that'll be interesting actually, how the cuttings do and how they grow on. So oh, let's get this one out. Wow, I can't believe the roots on this. Oh, wow, look at that. So, yeah, definitely better root system on these. Wow. Oh, I can't get over how brilliant these ones look. Before I put on the other 2 trays of these, I think I'm going to pop these ones on. Now, as you can see, these aren't doing as well as the other ones. And I think the main reason for that is that my seed tray isn't quite level. These ones are on the end. So when they got watered, these had less water. But also, I've got 7 cuttings rather than 3 like in the others. So there's a lot more competition for the water in there, and they had a lot less water. These are the pink ones. Again, not sure which these are. But they are all alive, so although very wilted, they should do well, but it'd be interesting to see with the lack of water. As you can see, I don't know, there it's very dry at the bottom, so they did get a water about half an hour ago, but they still do have roots coming out, so I'm very pleased with that. And they should, once they have a little bit more water, more nutrients, they should do okay and recover quite quickly. But because I'm not exactly sure which ones these are, I need to go back to my original video, re-watch it, and then see. So I've got some round pots here that I'm going to put them in so I can still keep them separate. While I'm potting on these blue ones, I've just washed off all of the compost from one of the cuttings, and I don't know how well you can see the roots here, but they are absolutely amazing. And this cutting here has new buds growing on it here, and down the bottom. So I know as soon as I put this in compost, it is just going to romp away. So I really hope that this kind of proves to you, next time you think you need to buy some, not to bother and just take cuttings without using it. So there you go, that is how quick and easy it is to propagate hydrangeas and make loads of new plants. So the range we've got here is the pink and the blue healthy ones are in this mushroom crate here, where they're probably staying here until I need to move them out and use this propagation area for something else. Then we have the not so healthy pink hydrangeas here that are in the separate pots. And then we have the white cuttings that I have taken today, and hopefully in another 12 weeks, they will be ready to be potted on as well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I filmed doing all of the propagation back earlier 12 weeks ago, so I'll put that video above in the cards now. I'll also put that video on the side along with some other videos that YouTube think you'll like. So please go ahead and watch those, and I'll catch up with you in the next episode. Bye!